episode we visit two of Croatia's hidden gems and places little visited by yachties. Korcula, birthplace of Marco Polo, and Mljet National Park.
I'm loving my morning coffee. We've gotten up early this morning because we're going to try and get across to the Green Grotto, which is on the island across. We tried to go out yesterday, but it was quite choppy and a bit too dangerous considering the waves were coming straight into the Green Grotto. So it's a lot calmer this morning. We're going to try and do that shortly. Incidentally, last night we were up against a mooring buoy, and with no wind it kept on banging away on our hull, keeping us somewhat awake. I mean, we're used to it now, so we know what it is, so we're not concerned about it. But if anyone can provide us with suggestions on how to avoid banging up against a buoy when there's no winds. See, what happens is, there's no wind, Tranquilo sidles up next to the mooring buoy, and the mooring buoy happily bangs away on our hull, reminding us that it's there. I think it's got some kind of anxiety issues. So if you know of how to avoid banging up against a mooring buoy when there's no wind, please do let us know. We'd really appreciate your suggestions. Here we go, Green Grotto.
Very much bigger waves and more fun.
Yesterday? More fun?
Yeah!
I'm very happy to go in today, not so much yesterday. No, it was way too choppy yesterday. Nice and
This
smooth.
is cool.
It is very
There's
cool.
so many stalactites.
It would be quite different with sunlight through the middle.
It looks gold.
Yeah, those rocks are quite golden, aren't they?
If you're hot in the day, that's the place to be.
Nice and shady and cool.
For the first time we can't see where we're going. There's a mist on the horizon. The island of Korcula, our destination, is quite a distance away, so we're just heading out into what looks like the blue yonder. This is what's called champagne sailing.
Sheeted somewhere. Yeah. Happy days.
I've just realised that this area reminds me of the Italian lakes, Lake Como, Lake Garda. Just the feel of the water extending through to hills above. The architecture of the towns, it's all very quaint and charming. Famous resident of Korcula was, of course, Marco Polo, who was born here. He then went off to find the overland route to China and became a friend of the Mongol Emperor Kublai Khan.
He stopped on in Sri Lanka.
Oh.
Turkey and back home.
And of course we've got a Marco Polo concept store. Original Marco Polo souvenirs. So to the right you can see his telescope that he used on the route to China. Of course there's the helm. You've got Marco Polo polo shirts. And Massimo's. Unfortunately we couldn't go to the top. Well, at least Aiden couldn't. Only 15-year-olds can't go up the top. I even offered to tie Aiden down to the chair with the bowline and they still wouldn't accept it. It's great to be in the birthplace of one of the iconic, what you could consider to be sailors of the world. So there was Ulysses, then you had Marco Polo, you had Captain Cook, Robin Knox Johnson. Yeah, so Marco Polo.
In the 16th century, the plague went through Korcula, and people who had the plague, their roofs were burnt down. So we've noticed quite a few places that have no roof. Maybe this was one of them.
I got a question in the comment section below.
What's the question?
Why did they burn?
Well, it's a bit mean, but so they could identify who had the plague.
It's not only that, because the burning was supposed to get rid of the plague.
But why the roof?
Good question.
It's a very cool light.
Neću ja s tebojima posla. Ja i Jerko te činimo problem. Neću s tebojima posla.
Nemojte mi jurit, molim.
Elle's lengthened her skirt and is covering the shoulders so she can finally go into a church.
Am I covered enough?
I think so.
We're going up the bell tower, which Aiden's very excited about.
Yeah, which we did in St. Marco. I mean, not St.
Piran. You've already been to so many amazing places that they're becoming just an amalgam of amazingness.
Because they're both bell towers. It's very narrow. Oh, it's good.
Oh, nice already. Must be already. Oh, cool. It's beautiful, isn't it?
10:26.
You can imagine why Marco Polo got excited about travel. There's just so many places you can see from here, all these little islands and possibilities. And travelling with his family, I think he went with his father and his uncle on his voyages.
Yeah, well, that's what the map said, father and uncle, but actually I imagine back in the day it actually did mean just father and uncle, and women probably weren't allowed.
Probably not.
Not. Actually, well, it was considered bad luck for a woman to be on board.
Uh-huh.
So, too much temptation. Not enough focus on sailing. And bad luck for bananas.
Okay.
Yes, and they didn't realise, but that was because the ethylene in bananas made everything else go off.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So we're breaking lots of rules, are we?
We are, we're breaking lots of rules.
Good.
Plenty of women, plenty of bananas. Cheers to that.
So that's where we came from. And over there is Mljet, where we're going later today. Mljet. So we've just done a big shop because we're heading out to Mljet National Park. And we're going to have to be a bit more self-sufficient, so mix filling out the cupboards. Goodbye Korcula. It has been a very nice stop. Just weaving our way through the islands on our way to Mljet. So here we are, Mljet National Park.
Okay.
So Elle's back on the helm because it does get a bit tricky with some shoals as we head into Mljet.
Yeah.
This is an example of where our very deep rudder stops us from mooring right against the town. So some of those Alans and looks like Benetos are quite happily right against the town jetty. We're going to have to drop anchor. Nevertheless, it does look beautiful around here.
See that yacht? It's one of them, one of the three that's on the AIS as well.
Right, what a gorgeous spot.
It is, very peaceful, beautiful spot.
Can we take down
I can relax and step away from the helm. There we go, we've arrived.
Mljet.
Mljet.
I could never get it right. Right, time to go for a swim.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's 6 more degrees than it was before. No, 7 more degrees.
Yeah, well, we started at 17 and we're now at 24 degrees. Ooh,
Giddy up.
going in the right direction.
Ready?
I got wet. My school clothes got wet.
Nice.
Yeah. Very nice.
Oops.
Oh, it is warmer.
Dad, quickly.
Balmy. What a spectacular morning. What a view to get up to.
I'm gonna go for a little surf now. Especially me, because I chose what you have to do. Yay. Over there. Guess what I heard earlier?
Fish?
Rock slide. And I'm not joking. I heard like rock cracking maybe down the slope.
So how was it?
Really nice. Got the arms working and I'm ready for breakfast.
We're heading across the land because there's 2 lakes that are supposed to be marvellous to have a look at.
Look at that. Water.
It turns out that Mljet National Park is the oldest marine reserve in the Mediterranean.
Rosemary and it's overtaking the path, so I figure a little community service I'm going to trim it for them.
There's a whole path to this tree. Cool.
Now turn into a koala. I can see the straw and the big antennas.
Alright, so we're just getting on to the ferry to the monastery. It turns out this is one of the oldest churches in the Adriatic.
I'm so sweaty. Oh, that's what we've been walking too. Oh, how are you doing? Yeah, good.
So small world, we've run into Kalena in Mljet National Park. So we've got time to kill and we're going to head across to the small lake. Apparently it's even warmer than the larger lake. So, yep, Mljet National Park.
Yeah, once you go in, then we won't have to walk on these rough rocks anymore.
Yeah, let's go.
So this is what happens when we randomly bump into each other. And of all the islands and all the places, thousands of islands in Croatia,
And you can't coordinate.
we did coordinate.
That's right.
Bumped into each other.
This is what happens.
Fashion faux pas.
Too funny.
Perfect ending to a great day. We finished with an authentic Croatian barbecue.
If you like this video, please click like below and subscribe to follow our adventures.